Welcome to a new video in my home automation series, and today we are reviewing a new Sonoff product, the S61 Outdoor Smart Plug, as you can see it here. And I think I'm going to be just a few days short with this review because this is getting released on the 30th of April. So most probably by the time you're watching this, it's already past that. So if you're interested, you can purchase it right away, and there is going to be links in the video description. What you get with this plug is an outdoor rated waterproof plug which supports Wi-Fi, what works on Wi-Fi, and it also supports Matter. You can see the Matter logo here and the QR code, and it supports up to 16 amps. And it has all the same features that we have seen from the regular S60 that you can see here. So it does the energy management, it calculates energy cost, so it has a built-in tariff calculation. You can specify your prices and the currency and everything. And it has the usual over voltage, over current, and over power protection that again we have seen from the other units. So if you have seen my S60 video and you like the features, basically you are getting exactly the same. The only difference is that this is now outdoor rated and weatherproofed. So first let me show you the innards, basically the outer shell of this device, because that's where the most of the difference is. Because I live in Europe, I received the F-type unit, and this is the model that is getting released now. I don't have information when the other plug types are coming, when they are going to get released. So I think for the time being, this video is probably going to be interested in for European customers only. So you get a considerably bigger body than the previous S60. As you can see, the whole thing is much higher, and also it is much wider. But of course, on the plug type, it is pretty much the same. So it has the two European prongs and the earth leads here. And it also has, I think this is the French type earth prong as well. French or Italian. On the top side, there is a button similar to the old S60, but this one has a bigger rubberized hole. And also you have a indicator light as well. So when the plug is energized, this one glows red. And yeah, you get a QR code. And as you can see, it is IP44 rated, so not IP65. And you also have this rubber lid. It's like TPU rubber kind of thing, and it's a seal. So if you are not using it, you can cover it, and no water and of course no bugs is going to get into the socket. And that's it. So I tried this unit in some of my outdoor plugs, plugs that have covers as well, and I have a couple of plugs on the wall which used to have a very flimsy cover, but it just broke off, and I had no issues getting the cover high enough so it clears the device, and the device comfortably sits in the socket, and I was able to plug stuff into it. So I think it is designed well in terms of the size, so it can be used for all the different plugs and everything in your home. Well, not in your home, but in the garden. One thing I noticed, that most probably the power supply is still situated in this area of the plug, because when I unplug this, I feel that this part of the smart plug gets a little bit warmer than the rest. So I think these outer part are just the connections and the physical casing, and probably maybe the PCB is actually, like there is like a rounded PCB, or there is a PCB here, and then it's you only have the power supply here. So that's it. It uses 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which makes it easier to communicate with the outside world, because 2.4 gigahertz travels better through walls. So it has a bigger coverage than 5 gigahertz. So I think this is a good choice. And on the screen, I'm going to leave a chart for a little comparisons for the similar smart plugs that are available in the market. I think the Sonoff is definitely going to win on the price range, because this seems to be a very competitively priced model, and it also supports 16 amps output, which I think it is a standard in Europe for all the different plugs. And then you can see the various different models that you can choose as an alternative. I think the Meros unit is well received as a balcony solar option, so you can just use it as a power management device. So you can just plug into the balcony solar system, have it turn on all the time, and then you just monitor the the energy going in and out. And I'm actually asking Sonoff if this unit supports bidirectional power measurement. So I'm going to leave an overlay in the video if I get a response by the time I edit this out. But again, I think the main advantage of this one is you can just easily go and plug it anywhere, you know, plug and play. It's easy to use. It's and it has the energy monitoring. So if you don't necessarily want to switch something, but you want to just monitor the power usage, then you can use this. Actually, in one of the picture, I plugged it into my outside car charger, which has a plug type. It's only a 16 amp one phase charger, which has a plug. I would say because this is rated 16 amps and that charger is also 16 amps, which the car can continuously pull for, like, you know, for the entire night. I would definitely keep an eye on this unit, how it performs thermally if there is a continuous 16 amp load. The outside casing is made from a fire retardant plastic, but again, keep in mind that in that specific scenario, you would be using this on the rated current for hours on end. So yeah, this is just a warning. I haven't tested it, so make sure that you do if you're planning to use such a high current devices on this for a very long amount of time. Now you can see the stupid contraption, how the S60 is plugged into this sort of like extension, and then it powers now a mini PC. So we are going to draw a small amount of power from this unit, and I'm going to show you how it looks like in the EV-Link application. We are just going to fly through the options because, as I said, the settings are very, very similar to what we have seen on the regular S60, not the outdoor but the indoor rated one. So there is not going to be an awful lot of difference. Actually, let me show you. So this is the main screen where you can see that the unit is on and the voltage is 233 volts. It's drawing 60 milliamps, so the device is consuming around 6.6 watts. And I set up actually consumption cost, but since the consumption is so low, it's still showing as 0. So and 0 kilowatt hours and 0 Hungarian forints. And you see the rest of the options here, and you can switch between today and this month. But since I just started using it, I don't have an awful lot of history, and I can scroll all the way down to the old S60. Just one second. Yep, that one is plugged in as well. And although the screen looks different, so if I turn this on now, so the screen looks different, but you can get the same amount of information. It is just arranged in a slightly different way on the screen. So you have the energy monitoring here and all the calculation as well, and then you can assign cost as well here. Similar to how it works in the S60. Sorry, similarly how it works in the S61. But let's go back to the X61 so we can see all the new features. So first of all, you have the on-off button. You can create various schedules, loop timers, random timers, which could be nice in the outdoor settings. So some lights turn on randomly in the evening. You also have the countdown if you want to turn off something after a set amount of time, and you also have the inching option, so the device will automatically turn on or turn off after a predefined amount of time. Again, maybe it's a slightly bit less useful from an outdoor plug, but it's a standard functionality which is available on all the devices. And then let's go to the energy monitoring. So it shows the this month and the today on the main screen, and then we can go to the details and we can see the details as well. And unfortunately, as I said, I haven't used this device an awful lot, so all the values are 0 at the moment, but we have seen similar graphs from other models, so you can see how on the daily usage you get an electricity consumptions by the hour. So between let's say 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, how much electricity you have used. If you switch to the week view, you get the same thing per day, and on the monthly view you get the figures per week. On the yearly view you get it per month. And then you can switch to the cost view, which is going to give you exactly the same, but instead of kilowatt hours, it's going to show you cost. And I'll show you how you can set that up, and you can also download the data. So that's the main thing, all the different features. And if we go into the settings, then we can see manual versions, and you can change the display icon, especially if you're using outdoors. Maybe there is a separate device that you are controlling with this. You can create groups assigned to different homes, and now we can go into some of the special settings. Well, not that special, because again, it has been available or made available in quite a few recent devices. So these are all the protection settings. So you can set up to automatically cut off at a maximum power. Oopsie. At a maximum power, or a maximum voltage, or a minimum voltage, or a current. So basically voltage and power protection is built in, and by setting these, the device would automatically turn the output off if these thresholds are met. You have the option to reset all the consumption data. You can also control the small LED indicator, which you can hardly, but you can see there that it's red at the moment because the output is on. And then you have this charging protection. So again, this is also something that was introduced in the S60. So if you have it plugged into like a battery charger, then you can program it to automatically turn off if the power consumption drops below a certain wattage for a specific amount of time. So like you are charging all lead acid battery, well, it doesn't have to be all lead acid batteries, but any battery charger, once it gets full, then the power consumption drops, and you might as well just cut the power completely so it doesn't, you know, keep trickle charging the battery. And in most cases it wouldn't trickle charge anyway because it's full, so you're just going to save power that way. You have Wi-Fi settings, the power on state, what state the device should come on once it is plugged in, and you can have various push notifications. Again, this is standard, we have seen on other energy management devices in the son-off area. So the notification if the device goes offline, if it's turned on and off, or if the daily consumption or the monthly consumption reaches a certain value in kilowatt hours or in monetary values as well, or any of the thresholds are met. So these are just going to be notifications that popping up on your phone. It's not going to do anything. And you have all the Matter supported platforms as well. So I have it linked to Google Home at the moment, and you can also enable the pairing mode. So if you want to link it to a Google device, a Matter compatible device, Google Home, Alexa, or Apple, you start a pairing here, and you can have it on Google Home and also in the EV-Link application. So you have access to all the different features, and you can use the energy management and the calculation here, but then you can still control it through your favorite Matter platform. And then finally, let me show you the cost calculation. But again, it's same as with other devices. You go to the cost screen here on the cost tab, and then you have the cost settings. So you can pick between the different units, or basically currencies. There is a predefined list of currencies, so the main currencies, but you can add as well. And as you can see, I set up Hungarian forint as FT, and then you can set the base electricity. So this is like your normal, let's say, day tariff. For me, that's roughly 50 forints per kilowatt hours, and then you can add additional periods. So if you have specific periods like off-peak periods that you can define by hour and exact hour, and well, actually only exact hours, and then you can assign a lower price for that. So for example, let's say I have a cheaper tariff between 6 and midnight. Then I can enter. So let's say the tariff is cheaper between 8 and 11. That's only 30 forints. Then this is how I would add that. But I think there is a lot of countries where these off-peak tariffs don't exactly start at the same time. So obviously you can't really program that. And if you swipe left, you can delete these entries as well. Okay, so that's how it works. And since I said this is Matter compatible, and because I already assigned it to my Google Home, so you can see it in the Matter compatible networks, so I can quickly show you how it works in Google Home as well. I mean, not that you are going to see a lot. So I'm just going to scroll down to my room, which is called the study, because that's where I assigned it to. Yeah, so you can see S61 here. So you just have a simple on-off button. I know that a Google Home is Matter 1.4 compliant, and Matter 1.4 contains all the energy management features, but I haven't seen anything in the Google Home application yet. So even if I try to create a new automation, new automation, and then the starter is a device, And if I scroll down to, well, it's going to take some time until I find it. Yeah, S61. So you can only do it on and off. So you can't really do on anything else, and probably it's the same for condition as well. So the device. So yeah, there is not even a condition for it. So it looks like it is not integrated well enough to be able to be visible in the Google Home applications. So I'm hoping that they would start adding this to Google Home soon. And probably the only thing which is left, which I usually do, is I look at the scenes. I don't expect anything new, but at least I expect all the nice features that we have seen for the regular 60, and those features usually come in the triggers. So if you look at the smart device S61, so we can trigger when the device got turned on and off, when the power is above or below a certain value, or if the today's consumption is at a certain value, or if the monthly consumption or the today's cost or the monthly cost is at a certain value. So on the previous screens, we have seen how you can turn on notification. So let's say if the today's consumption reaches a certain value, you would get a notification, but it will not turn the output off. So if you want to turn off the output when the today's consumption reaches a value, you have to create a scene. So let's say if the today consumption is more than, I don't know, 15 kilowatt hours, then you can turn the device off. So off. So for me, this would be like a protection logic. Let's say you have a pump connected and you know that this pump is supposed to fill up a cistern or keep this topped up, and that would automatically get turned off by a float switch. But now you can see that if this, for example, if this float switch is damaged or it's stuck, and then your pump just keeps running for the whole day round, then you know it should never use more than, let's say, 15 kilowatt hours. So if it happens, then you can just turn it off, and then you realize that something has happened and maybe you need to attend that. So this is actually a nice feature, and you can, again, you can do it in kilowatt hours or cost. It doesn't really matter, it does the same thing. So I think these are actually a nice feature, and you can do the power protection as well. Here we have seen how you can do the power. So the power protection is going to turn it off, but then here in the scenes you can do something else. So maybe if you have the power is too high, you can turn on another device, or you can have like an indicator like light flash, something like that you can do with these type of automations. And this pretty much concludes the review of this device. If you are interested in purchasing the S61, you are going to find the purchasing links in the video description below as usual. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.